Hi everybody, welcome back to another YouTube video, or welcome if you are new. I'm so happy to have you on board. So from today's title, you guys are probably stoked. I know I am, because this is a video that a lot of people have been asking for, and I have hundreds of DMs of people just asking me, is this agency a scam? They sent me this. Can you look into this agency for me? They asked me to pay this amount. They want me to do this training. Is this a scam? Blah, blah, blah. So, most probably, highly, sadly, it is a yes. So, in this video, I'm going to teach you guys how to avoid scams and how to find out what a real agency is versus an agency that is fake and just want your money. From my experience, I have been scammed once and was almost scammed I was almost scammed the first time, and I was scammed the second time, sadly. So I'm gonna walk you through what happened to me. I'm gonna give you tips from my experience, what happened, and how I realized that these were scams. So to start, I had just moved to Boston. I didn't know much about agencies. Like I always tell you guys in my DMs, do your research, look up agencies in your area, read reviews, and be knowledgeable with what you are going to. So I found out about this one agency. I didn't find any others because Boston is very small. Apparently there was another one that is I think really legit, but so I went to that first agency. I walked in, it seemed very legit, very comfortable, nice setting, very, very, very small space. So I sat down, they said hi to me, had me fill out like a paper. Don't worry about the paper. Almost all open calls or all agencies are always going to have you fill out like your name, height, information. That's okay. Fill that out. And then they had me walk in, and I met with this guy, and this guy started talking to me in his office. He told me that I was very beautiful and I had potential, and that there's a lot of clients in Boston, and that since I do reside technically in New York and go back for my parents, that they have agents and clients in New York City, and how he can get me all these jobs. So the first thing he did that was wrong, that I should have noticed was a scam, was that he was giving me all these promises of where I was going to be and where I was going to get and who I was going to work with and how he can make me successful. So that's the first thing you should watch out for, is fake promises. The next thing you should watch out for is money. So this guy goes to me, if you want to sign with us, you have to get your comp cards done, and we work with our personal photographer. The comp cards charge $500. So obviously I'm sitting there like, $500, I'm not gonna pay this guy $500 right now. Like, that's a ridiculous amount. Like, tell me $150 and I might think about it, but $500 to get 3 pictures of me that you're gonna put on this card is honestly insane. So that's the second thing that I noticed, is they asked me to pay money up front for comp cards. And the third thing is that they work with their own private photographer, and it's just like, there are so many photographers and they want to work with just like their own photographer, and usually agencies don't have their own photographer. I didn't know that at that time, but the whole idea just felt very, very spectacle. And one thing I always tell you guys is follow your gut. If you feel something is off and something is not making sense to you, walk out. So those were the 3 signs. Nobody should ever be like, hey, pay this amount of money, whether if it's for a contract or a comp card, because that's not the way it works. Agencies will always talk to you about their agency, and then they're actually like, Wilhelmina and Click never ever ever spoke to me about how much I'm gonna have to pay them. Agencies do charge for something called chargebacks, and those chargebacks, they deduct them from your checks, and it's a once a year fee. It's not such a big amount, and they will never speak to you about chargebacks or any type of money on that first meeting. They actually don't bring it up at all. They're gonna give you that contract and tell you, here you go, read over this, and let us know if you have any questions, and that's it. So you take it from there. So read the contract properly. Now, the last sign that was a little bit off from me from that agency that I went to is, after I said that, oh, that sounds like a lot of money, the $500, he said, oh, I'll give you a discount. No agency in the right mind is gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna give you a discount just because I think you have such great potential. He told me that because I'm a student and that he believes in me, he's gonna give me a discount. No agency is ever gonna give you a discount. No agency is gonna ever give you the prices up front. So swipe next. So yeah, moving on. I didn't end up signing in Boston. I actually ended up doing a lot of test shoots. Maybe I'll put some pictures here. I did a lot of test shoots and I built my portfolio. I got my foot in the door in a sense where a lot of experience. I worked with photographers and it was just like so enjoyable for me. So I kind of did that on the side while I was in Boston because I didn't get to model. When I moved to New York, here goes the second scam. So this one I actually did pay the fee. Some agencies, so I went in for this open call. Open calls usually are gonna be around 10 girls maximum are gonna be at that open call. I don't think more would be there. This open call had like 45 people in a huge, like almost like an auditorium, sitting on seats, and in front of them was a big flat screen like projector. So they started out the whole open call thing is with a screen projector showing us pictures and like videos and talking about themselves. That is never ever gonna happen. They're never gonna do that. No legit agency is gonna sit there and do an entire slideshow for you because they are busy, they have a lot to do, and they're not really interested like to that. Like they're not gonna do that. So that's the first weird sign, which I didn't know were signs now, but now I know. So I'm giving you these useful tips. Another thing they actually did is in the PowerPoint, they actually showed us models that are successful, which by the way, I've never heard of them. I've never seen them. I don't even know if it's true. I don't even know if it is their model, but they showed us like a kid that has done Gap, like a girl that had done like, I don't know what it was, like Target or something, I don't know, and then like a guy that had done something else. So showing us and telling us that these are our models, this is what they do, and this is what you can do if you sign with us. You know, it was like very like a motivational, give us your money kind of introduction. Then we went into a room, we took some pictures, and then we went into an office to meet, and then over there they handed us the so-called contract, which was kind of in a booklet. There's a bunch of papers in there, a bunch of things to read, and the lady started telling me that I had potential to work with Gucci, and that I was gonna work with all these high fashion brands, and that I was beautiful, and that she believed in me. So if I were to sign with them, they have these clients that they can guarantee me to get. No agency is ever gonna guarantee you. She said that if you sign with us right now, you have to pay us $300. So at that point, I was with my mom. I was desperate. My mom didn't know if this was legit. I didn't know if this was legit. And I was like, you know what? It's $300. Like, they're saying they're gonna get me these jobs. Like, I'm gonna do it. So we paid $300 because if you didn't, then you're out, basically. So we had to pay on the spot. That's another thing. You're never gonna have to pay anything on the spot. Ever. You don't even have to sign the contract on the spot. You can take it home. So we paid the $300, and then since we said like, yeah, we'll go through with it, then she said, oh yeah, and then you have to pay $500 if you want. You can pay it later on. You don't have to pay it now for model training practice. So she was like, yeah, like walk for me. So I walked for her really briefly, and she told me, yeah, like you see, like your walk is wrong, like your shoulders need to be up. She like stood up and like started to fix my body, and like just kind of started to like bring me down to make me feel like, oh shit, like I really do need to pay for this. So we said we'll think about it, and we left. I got 2 castings from them, and it wasn't even directly to me. So the way castings happen is your agent is gonna send you to a casting and tell you to go to it because you suit that casting's needs. But this casting on the email, it was through an email. It would say like boys 4 to 8, woman 9 to whatever it was, 20. And it was like very brief, very weird, like acting skills, like bring this with you, and it was very weird. I never heard back from them. I never signed, I never like paid anything else. I never worked with them. I paid the $300 and that was it. Okay, camera died. A friend of mine actually, I was helping her get into an agency in Boston, and she did end up going to this other agency that I haven't heard of. And after they met her again, they gave her false promises, told her that she was so beautiful and that she's gonna work really well with them and all that stuff. And then she told me that they asked her to pay $1,000 for model like boot camp. What? No. Recapping everything we have learned from open calls. First of all, an open call is never gonna have 45 people there. There's never gonna be an auditorium. They're never gonna show off their models. They're never gonna give you false promises and hopes. They're never gonna give you a contract straight up and tell you pay the fee now. They're never gonna talk about money on the first meeting. They're never gonna give you a discount. Never gonna tell you they have to pay for comp cards. never gonna tell you they have their own personal photographer. They're never gonna make you rush into a decision to sign with them. Both of my agencies took their time. I think the contract was like the last second, like they handed that to me, and it was like while we were saying goodbye. It wasn't like, you know, it wasn't in the middle of our conversation, it wasn't in the beginning of our conversation, because that's not important. If an agency wants to really sign you, and if they are legit, they're gonna want to talk to you about what their potential is, what you can do. And actually part of the conversation is just a talk, like you and the person getting to know each other. Where have you been? What have you done? What are your interests? What are your skills? What the agency is, how long has the agency been running for, who they work for, who they work with, what kind of divisions they have. People that have such high hopes and dreams and like expectations, and like because I was there, I was in that position where I was so desperate that I was like, oh my god, like wow, this is great, I'm gonna sign. And like, you don't know that this is fake because you haven't been in the real thing to know the difference. And I got very lucky and very fortunate, and I'm very happy for that. But that's why I want to save you guys money, and I want to save you guys time. And I hope this really helped, and I hope that I didn't miss anything out. I think that those are like the main big no-no signs. Always remember to research agencies, read reviews. And actually one thing I suggest to a lot of people is, if you go on their profile and look at their models, I would pick out a model, maybe somebody with like not that many followers, so that they can reply to you, and DM them on Instagram, or if they have their email up on Instagram, email them and just say, hey, I am interested in this agency, I know you're signed with them, if you could just please let me know if how you're working with them, do you like them, you know, what's been going on, something like that. And that can really, like, you know, show you if something is real or not. So yeah, I feel like I've been talking for super long. So today's video shout out is gonna go out to Olivia, I'm gonna butcher your name, Olivia Tarachala. I'm gonna put the name right here so that you can figure out that it's you, because I totally mispronounced it. Olivia Tarachala. A very sweet girl sent me the nicest message. I was just gonna read the message out here, but I'm not sure if you guys are comfortable with that, so leave in the comments below if you are, if you're not. I don't know if you guys kind of want these to be private, so I won't read it for now, but the message was so sweet, and I'm so happy that kind of got you back to follow your dreams. And you're still very young, so you got this, you have so much time, so just keep doing what you do and keep doing what you love to do. And yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. This ends our video. I hope everybody benefited something and learned something. Don't get scammed. Still send me questions. I'm trying to reply to everybody. The DMs are literally over flooding, so I'm trying my best, and hopefully this video just helps a lot of you guys who have messaged or emailed me. So thank you so much. Leave a comment down below of what you thought about this and what videos you want to see next. Give this video a thumbs up if you benefited from it and if you enjoyed it. Lots of love, subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. I always do this, don't I?